If you voted for Donald Trump, you're racist, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you hate America, you hate women, you hate democracy. I'm sorry for your mom.
How do you cry about racism and then in turn be racist yourself? How do you speak about saving democracy and equality and liberty and all of those big, huge words and then end up crying and literally screaming and yelling when the results of a democratic election are not what you had wanted or what you liked? Namaste, welcome back to my channel. This is Anvi Prabhu with you. So, as we all know, Donald Trump is now re-elected as the President of the United States of America. A huge group of people are really not happy about it. And I thought it would be worthwhile to take a look at the absolute meltdowns, the crying and the yelling that we are all being subjected to as a result of this. Well, I think we're going to start off pretty strong with this one.
I might get some violations and I may offend some people with what I'm going to say, and I don't give a To all you Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope he mass deports you and your entire family. Whether you were here legally or not, you gotta go. I hope he does that. To you black men who your fragile ego couldn't take a black woman in office, so you either voted for Trump or you didn't vote at all, the police will now have carte blanche to murder you right where the you stand. And when they do that, there's not going to be no GoFundMes. Don't ask your family to ask us for just die. They can't afford to bury you. Dig a hole in their backyard. It is what the it is. But don't expect sympathy. Don't expect protest in the streets. We're not doing that. Black women, we're done with. We're done. We did our due diligence for this century and the next. We've done enough. We're not doing anymore. To you white women that once again voted against your interest, when your husband start knocking you into the middle of next week and you can't do anything about it because no fault divorce is in play, I want you to take those black eyes and those busted lips as a personal thank you from Donald J. Trump each and every time you get hit. Take it. Don't look for nobody else. Don't ask help. Take your beatings. For all of y'all that voted for Trump, I hope you get exactly what you voted for. Because the only thing he did was to make America great for the people that it was great for from the beginning, white men. That's what he did. He couldn't run the risk of whiteness no longer being the default, not being allowed to fail up. So when you're bleeding out somewhere and there's a medical emergency and you can't get no help, women who voted for him, don't take it. You just gotta die. If you got kids, they just gonna be motherless. It is what the it is. You didn't give a so we don't give a That's how it is. This isn't America anymore. I don't know what the it is, but it's not going to be America. And if you think that Trump is going to be in that office for 4 years, you're insane. Because we about to be in a real live action episode of scandal. Because your next president is not Donald Trump. It's J.D. Vance. Because trust and believe. Within a year, you're not going to see Trump anymore. He's either going to be, and they're going to say it's illness or he died in his sleep. It's natural causes because he's old enough. Or they just going to let him spaz out and do the 25th. And that's when we're really going to be in the Handmaid's Tale. So I really hope all of you who voted for him, you get exactly what the you deserve.
That did not disappoint in its delivery, did it? I told you we're going to start off strong. Whew, so much to unpack here. And I think overall, I just want to say that it's amazing the amount of destruction that can be caused when people are constantly being fed lies upon lies upon lies. What was that thing about women being hit by their husbands? Is that what people think the right wing is all about? Is that what people think the conservative party is all about? Like, where is that information or where is that mindset coming from? Why is that assumption there in the first place? And second of all, like I said, you're supposed to be fighting against racism, and yet here you are saying that if you're a black man who voted for Trump, then the police are going to get all the freedom to shoot you wherever you stand, and nobody is going to come and help you. Like, how on earth is that open-minded? How on earth is that all-inclusive? How on earth is that liberal? Third of all, was that a threat against Donald Trump? Like, just imagine if the same had happened in the opposite case. Just imagine where the person who recorded such a video would be by now. It's amazing to see parts of our society have these kind of assumptions in their head about their safety and what the society is going to be like if a particular party or a particular person is going to come into power. Is Donald Trump perfect? Absolutely not. Like, there might be policies of him that you might not agree with. There might be things that he has done in the past or blah, 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 blah that you might not agree with. All that aside, name me one political candidate who is perfect. And the majority have spoken here. Majority of them did not vote for the Democratic Party because it was an emptiness. What Kamala Harris promised was absolute emptiness. Her entire campaign ran on hatred towards Donald Trump, about how he did a lot of bad things and how his first presidency was like a total failure. Fine, but what are you going to do if you come into power? And nobody got anything about that. What have you already done in your 3-4 years as a vice president? Nobody had an answer to that. So there is a reason why people vote for certain people and certain parties as opposed to another. And I think it will really, really, really help all these so-called liberals and left-wingers who are in so much pain right now to take a step back and really see what's going to happen. Obviously, time is going to tell the truth. None of these dystopian fantasies that you guys have in mind about it being like Handmaid's Tale. Come on. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
This is all prank, right? Like we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream, and none of this will have ever happened, right?
No.
Like it'll be like the first time, and then we're all gonna pull through fine in 4 years. Correct? Please, someone tell me. I can tell you one thing right now, marriage is the farthest thing from on the table currently. So they screwed the pooch on that one if they thought that any of this was going to actually help with the whole family and kids department and lowering birth rates, because that, not even any semblance of thoughts I had or hope for that is completely going to be a no thanks for me, love. You think I would ever even dare bring a child into this country now? It was rough before. Now? No. That's cute. And the men, don't even get me started about dating. To think I was still entertaining a few moderates here and there sometimes. No, honey, no.
Gosh, this is like a huge trend right now where these liberal women are promising to always be celibate, to never get married, to never have kids. That is not the way to protest against another political party. Forcing marriage and kids down your throat, as far as I know at least, is not the agenda of any right-winger or any right-wing party that I know of. Yes, they stress on those values for sure. And they might say that if you're not married or if you don't have kids, you're probably not doing the right thing. Or I've personally heard of that as well. So to be honest, but to actually give up your entire life, to give up your chance at love and marriage and home and family as a protest against a political party or against a president, I don't know where they get their ideas from. It's really sad to see because liberal women are all about feminism and choice, right? Supposed to be. You're killing the choice for yourself. You're literally killing the choice for yourself. Whether and for how long these women actually keep up to these promises of being celibate and not marrying and having children, that's a whole other story. I think only time is going to tell us. But if you are one of them considering that, please know that the world is a beautiful place. There are lots of amazing people around. Please try and have a positive mindset. it's all going to be okay. Nothing is going to happen the way you imagine it to happen. It's just not. It's not. Obviously, I do want to reiterate the fact that if not getting married and having children is your choice, based upon solely your personal wants and needs for your personal life, totally fine. But if you're doing it, as I said, as a form of protest against a political party or a political person, you're really losing out, my dear. Now, the next one is from closer to home in London. This is a bunch of people from the climate activist group called Just Stop Oil. I'm sure you're all very familiar with them. They go and spray orange paint or on paintings, like master paintings like Vincent van Gogh's paintings. They've done it in Stonehenge, and now they've done the exact same thing in the Embassy of the United States here in London. So according to Just Stop Oil, Trump's win puts the lives of ordinary people at risk everywhere. The group went on to say in a statement that the only real winner of today's election is the corporate power that controls the major parties in both the US and the UK. Well, it is a democracy, it is a free world, you can go and protest as much as you want, but I fail to see the reasoning behind it. To me, everything to do with the left has started to seem like misplaced empathy, a misguided empathy. Like, you start off from a very good place of trying to be empathic and kind and all-inclusive and all of those fluffy words. But the point, 99.9% of the times, just never comes across. It doesn't. You take it so far down the rabbit hole that it literally, it loses its meaning completely. And yeah, as I said, I don't see the reasoning behind this. I don't see the sense behind this, but it's a free world. If you want to go and spray orange paint, then do so, but please keep away from museums and historical monuments from now on, if you can do that. Thank you.
If you thought I hated white men before, you don't even know what's coming for them crackers.
Sure, that's not racist at all.
For
Kamala,
why?
because I want to, and she sees me. She sees me.
What she said?
I can't vote for nothing he got.
How the last 4 years has been for you?
Let me tell you something. It's not about what the last 4 years has been. I'm telling you what he ain't for. He ain't for me. He don't want me to be a woman. He wants to control who I am. I'm not giving him that power. I don't understand you right now. Like, you is an enigma right now.
Why you don't understand me?
Because you are black for Trump. Like, for real out here.
Again, the inherent belief that somebody on the right is automatically racist, whether it is the president or somebody in power or even the common man for that matter, just because you are slightly to the center right, you're automatically assumed to be a bigot, a fascist, a Nazi supporter, a racist, a homophobe. Put all the negative words that you can think of, and all that is automatically assumed to be the DNA of a right-winger. It's really sad to see this. And it is the left who always talk about getting rid of labels, being all-inclusive, and yet where is the dialogue here? Okay, so here's a few more about women promising to be celibate and not getting married as a protest against Trump for the next 4 years, that is. It has a movement. It's called the 4B movement. So somebody who might not know, which even I didn't know this. So in South Korea, the 4B movement was an offshoot of national protests against the spy cam epidemic, where women were often unknowingly filmed during sex. That makes sense. You're being filmed without your consent while you're in really intimate positions with somebody else. Obviously, that's morally and in every other way completely wrong and disgusting. So this 4B movement was a reaction and a protest against that. It was the spy cam epidemic, and the women in South Korea protested against that. But here, as I said, people are doing it as a protest against Trump.
Removed myself from Hinge, Bumble. Like, I didn't even think twice about it. There's no way I am letting any man near me.
I really don't know what to say. So it's being done because you didn't like the results of a democratic election.
For the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And funny enough, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend.
No way in hell I'm leaving my man. I'm not here to judge anybody doing this 4B movement, but telling people to divorce their husbands is crazy.
It is insane. It is absolutely insane for people who are starting this 4B movement supposedly in the USA against Trump. No judgments, your life. If that's the way you want to protest against it, then go for it. But it is absolutely heights of disgust to tell other happily married women or happy women who are with their partners to divorce their husbands or to leave their boyfriends or their partners because of this.
I'm sorry. No. Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
To be honest, I kind of feel bad that I'm enjoying these so much. Like, I have no comments on this. Let's just go to the next one.
What the hell?
That's a lot of rage for a single person to hold. I really hope he feels better soon.
There are going to be people tomorrow, we're going to be handing clothes at the dry cleaners to people who don't have papers. There are going to be people who are going to be cleaning your teeth tomorrow who don't have papers. And they're terrified tonight. And so it's easy to blow this off. Oh, look at the elites. They're going to get their comeuppance. It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
As I said, I feel really sad that people have this kind of baseless fear. Anyway.
We still have an electorate, 70 million plus, that will be voting for a man who said he was going to assassinate for treason the chairman of the Joint Chiefs because he didn't support him on January the 6th, who said just in recent days he was going to execute Liz Cheney with a firing squad, 9 guns pointed and shooting at her face. A man who has said that he was going to shut down CBS because he didn't like how they edited an interview. A man who said he was going to be a dictator from...
So, as I said, anybody slightly towards the right is boxed into this label of being Hitler, being like a Nazi supporter, supporting fascism. And it's the same happening here as well. It's like Trump has promised to be a dictator from day one. I've not heard that. And also, a lot of the other claims that are being spewed here in this video, they have all been debunked many times by many people. But as I said, it's the political machine is oiled by fear and by trapping people in baseless assumptions. So I guess we'll have to just live with it.
White women are the problem, and I failed to realize that. Now I'm just realizing how many friends I had, and that's on me, who supported this man. If you are looking for who to unfollow or who to block or cut off, go to pages like Bryce Hall, go to pages like The Orange Man, see who is commenting and reposting. I went to their pages and saw many of my white friends, my white female friends, commenting in support of this man.
I would rather have 0 friends than have friends like this who are going to unfriend me based on my political ideologies. It is absolutely ridiculous. I think the other day I also saw a video of a woman who is absolutely hysterical because her father voted for Trump and now she is unfortunately having to cut her relations with him completely. It boggles my mind that you can give up on your family members because of who they voted for. And again, if you look at the reasons, it's because of this baseless fears that they have that Trump is some kind of like a demon in a man's body. I feel really sad that people base their friendships and their relationships and most pathetically their family ties based on who they vote for. Also, did you notice the stress on white women? They're supposed to be anti-racist, so you're supposed to stop using these labels so that these labels lose their meaning, right?
Do not invite me to Pilates. Do not invite me to parties. We're not getting coffee. We're not getting tea. You.
I think that works fine for all of your friends. I'm sad to break it to you, but I think they'll be really, really glad to not go for another coffee or a tea with you. Here are some of the more crazier ones, and these are not TikToks or Instagrams from people who are really, really upset and angry, but these are from universities and colleges and the way that they are dealing with the election results in order to help students. So the first one is from Harvard, no less. Harvard professors cancel classes as students feel blue after Trump win. Students awoke to a somber campus following Donald Trump's re-election to the presidency early Wednesday morning. My heart dropped a little bit, one student said. And it goes on to say, in Harvard's freshman dining hall, Wednesday morning, Holmes joined a teammate to eat breakfast with College Dean Rakesh Khurana. According to Holmes, Khurana told students to let yourselves feel a bunch of emotions about how this is going to impact us in the future and listen to other people and how they feel about it too. I'm not sure how this kind of reaction even validates itself given the situation. When I was in college, this was only done in situations where a student was gravely ill and there was no way that they could attend an exam or submit a homework. It wasn't done in the cases where there was an election and somebody did not like the results. And this one is from Michigan State University. Michigan State University professor Shlagha Bora said in a Wednesday memo to students, I am cancelling class today to grieve the presidential election results. To grieve the presidential election results? What's there to grieve in it? As a queer immigrant woman of color, I cannot in good conscience go on about my day like everything is all right. This is a major historical event that we are witnessing. I hope you take this time to take care of yourselves. And this is not a student, it is a professor who wants to take time to grieve the presidential election results. And again, as you can see, she's an immigrant, she's queer, a woman of color. So obviously she feels threatened and targeted. For what? Nobody knows. Because as I said, all those allegations against Trump, they have been disproved many a time. Not just by other people, but also by Trump himself. So to give this election the kind of monumentalness, I don't know if that's even a word, but let's run with it. To give it this kind of monumentalness that warrants people grieving for it, as if like it has been a huge loss that they can never ever recover from. It's really surprising. It's really unwarranted, to put it mildly.
If you voted for Donald Trump, you're racist, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you hate America, you hate women, you hate democracy. I'm sorry for your mom. It is evident that a Trump supporter has never read a book, probably doesn't have that comprehension, has never written a coherent sentence ever. Do not waste your breath on these people.
Let me know in the comments below if there is any other videos or reactions that you want me to react to. Also, Join the conversation below and let me know if you are celebrating or if you are grieving the election results. As usual, please do subscribe to my channel and press the notification icon so that you don't miss out on any of my future episodes. Like the video and share it, and also please remember to be respectful in the comments below. Until next time, take care.